Years of 2 more weeks. We have now gone through 26 2 more weeks in the last year, and Donald Trump's economic boom hasn't materialized. Inflation is higher than needed, jobs are disappearing, and wages are stagnating. Yet, whenever asked about affordability, Donald Trump lies to the American people that the prices are going down. They're not. Or that everything is Joe Biden's fault. Welcome to Law and Society. Remember to subscribe. Let's talk about what's happening with Donald Trump's 2 more weeks. He claims that Democrats came up with the term affordability. Absurd? Yes. But is his base still sticking with him? You betcha. We've been through 26 2 more weeks and Trump hasn't been able to bring back manufacturing jobs, something President Biden did through embracing new renewable energy technology, something Donald Trump undid and is undoing, and with that, all the manufacturing jobs attached to that sector are disappearing or will disappear. 2 more weeks for farmer bailout. 2 more weeks for Republican healthcare plan. 2 more weeks for world peace. 2 more weeks for lowering the cost of living. At this point, one has to at least consider whether getting things done was ever Trump's agenda. It feels more like he was tasked with destroying our constitutional order and rewriting our history. At this point, it is becoming more and more obvious that those who still follow Donald Trump do it out of their instinct to self-preserve or out of the various hatreds they have in common with Donald Trump. Hatred for people of color, hatred for sexual minorities, hatred for womanhood, hatred for Jewish people, hatred for Asian people, hatred for anything that does not conform with their idea of a largely white, male-dominated Christian nation. But even there, they fundamentally misunderstand Christ's teachings. Because had they understood it, they would know that Christ teaches us to shed our prejudices and embrace strangers. Christ teaches us to serve those less fortunate than us. He teaches us to be compassionate and kind. Trump and his base's iteration of Christianity doesn't adhere to any of those principles. They use Christianity as a hatchet to rip divisions and create strife among people. So people feel helpless and adhere to what's given and be grateful for it. So people fear the overlords and their operatives. Where religion becomes propaganda to corral people to a futile fight, a race to mediocrity and social decline. Will the haters stop hating? Probably not. Are the majority of us haters? Definitely not. That gives non-hating, true Americans the upper hand. It gives us the chance to band together and change the direction of our country. We can dispel the fraud and lies coming from Trump's regime and show the American people how much progress we can make if we work together. Pay attention to science and the facts and not be sucked into rabbit holes Trump's regime designs to divide the populace. By flooding the zone, diluting attention towards any one story, let the public figure out which story impacts society most, while in the meantime, Trump and his friends make it off like bandits using the power and the bully pulpit of the US presidency. Things are grim, but we must rise above the constant urgency. We must take time to rest, process what's happening, see the bigger picture, and then share it with our communities. We have limited time, but we have to take our time and make the most of our time at the same time. We must identify the threats to our democracy, individual rights, and general well-being, and speak out against these threats. Contact our elected officials and demand that we take action to stop these threats to our way of life. America's standard of living is at stake. America's standing in the world is at stake. America's future is at stake. With that said, thank you for listening. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.